everybody, I'm Steve Krenz. Welcome to this newsletter tip. I wanted to give you just a quick little fun tip when you're kind of playing in a funk and you're doing a strumming, kind of R&B sort of a sound. It's a very common thing you're going to hear on guitar a lot. Let me show you what I was doing there. Basically, the foundation was an E minor 7th chord. And I'm playing up here at the 7th fret. Got a regular E minor 7th, first finger bar, all 5 strings. Then I've got my 3rd finger on the B at the 4th string, 9th fret. Then 2nd finger on the G, which is 2nd string, what is that, the 8th fret. That's kind of the foundation. Now I'm going to take these two off for the time being. And I'm just left with my 1st finger, this barring. And I'm going to get this sort of a train beat happening with my strumming hand, doing down and up strums, but I'm also going to throw in a chunk every now and then. And what a chunk is I release the pressure here. I've still got my finger on, but I'm not fretting the strings. They're off of it. And I'm going to hit all the strings in one motion, but I'm going to immediately let this fleshy part of my hand go on the strings. So I'm not pushing down over here. I'm just setting it on top of the strings, and then I'm doing this motion, and I'm immediately muting it with my fingers. Okay? Here's that train beat that's going to be kind of the fundamental rhythm for those funk rhythms. So I'm going down and up and down and up and down and up. So and the down is emphasized. You'll notice I'm overshooting a little bit, and I'm just letting my 1st finger touch that 6th string, so he's not ringing out. So even if I hit him, you're not really hearing the low E. Now, if I push this down, every now and then, I get the note to ring out, and that sounds something like this. So I'm just pumping this ever so slightly to get this to be down, so when I do my chunk or one of these other strums, it's sounding out. There I was just going bop, 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 bop with this pumping. You can kind of see that motion. I'm just kind of pumping with this hand. Now I'm going to start to add in back the 2nd and 3rd finger, and I'm just going to do that occasionally. See what I'm doing there? So I've got a lot of things going. I've got my train beat over here. I've got my chunks. I've got my pumping of this 1st finger, and now I'm adding the 2nd and 3rd on there. Every now and then, to all that, I'll throw in just some sort of a lick that I can grab. Maybe it's just going from a D to an E, or maybe it's a G to an A, or maybe it's a D to an E, or just something. I'm just adding some combination in there in the midst of all that. All of that combined gets about a guitar part that sounds like you've got 5 different things going on. Now, as you're just working up to it, it may not be maybe a lot to think about. Just start real slow and get that train beat first. With that slap, that chunk down there, and then experiment with pumping this, pumping your 1st finger to where that comes on occasionally, whenever you want it to come on. Just bop, 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 something like that. And then experiment with adding that 2nd and 3rd finger back in to get the full E minor 7th. Then try and throw in a note emphasized every now and then. And that's all I'm doing. It could even be one of the low notes, one of the root notes. All right, there's some things for you to mess around with. A lot in that one. I realize that's a little bit more of an advanced tip, but experiment around with it. You'd be amazed at the great sounds that you can get. That's your tip for this month. Enjoy working on it. I'll see you next time.